Welcome back to Red Wing Ranch. We've been really busy at the homestead. In this week's episode, we built a vineyard and Benny's berry patch. We also processed chickens, moved our sheep, and some little things. Little surprises here and there. I hope you enjoy this episode.
Well, when it rains, it pours at Red Wing. This episode taught us about the value of buying good SD card adapters, because our cheap one failed and corrupted every one of our videos of our build footage of our vineyard and berry patch. Oh well, I guess you'll have to listen to me explain it instead. We built 3 beds, each 4 foot wide by 75 feet in length. We tilled each bed 3 times with a 3-point tiller. So we bought 12 blueberry and honeyberry plants, 18 raspberries, and 9 grapevines. We made 1 bed blueberries, 1 raspberries, and 1 grapevine. The grape and raspberry trellises each have 6-inch end posts buried at an angle and tied to an earth anchor, and then 4-inch line posts. We used 9-gauge wire for the grapevine trellises and 14.5 gauge wire for the raspberries. Having a permanent berry patch and small vineyard has always been a dream of ours. We think it turned out all right.
Now on to the pasture. Pasture is used for our feeder lambs and also our meat chickens. We have it set up for a 7-paddock, 5-day rotational grazing system. We noticed that our field is rather heavy in red clover, so we decided to be a little brave and try to plant some grass. So you'll notice that there's that dead area in there. That's where we tilled it under and planted some fresh new grass. And hopefully by the time they come back to that paddock, they will have tender new shoots to eat. And that brings us to our 5-day rotational grazing system where we move the sheep every 5 days. And here's that process.
To the post, and then we have to take this leftover and stretch it over, let them out, and then you're going to have to watch this while I pull the shelter out and around.
Why is it every time we move?
Hi, boys.
Oh, I got it on the back already. I'm trying something a little bit different in this canning session. I'm going to pressure cook the carcasses, and hopefully that'll save me a little time. When using your pressure canner to cook meats like this, it's really important not to go above that top line if you have a Presto. So I usually play it safe and fill everything up to about 1/4 inch underneath. With each pot, I add 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar to help loosen the marrow from bones. The test batch worked really well in the Presto, so I decided to do double duty and get one big batch going. Bring it up to temp and let it vent for 10 minutes. Put your weight on and process for an hour and a half. It's really important to let your pressure gauge come all the way to 0 and let it sit for just a little bit. Once you finish this process, you'll have a nice golden broth. Here I'm taking the jars out of the oven that have been cleaned and warm, and I'm going to take that broth that we just made and put it through a sieve as I fill my jars. The headspace should be 1/2 inch. Here you see me wiping the jar down with vinegar. Broth is very high in fat and nutrients dense, so you want to make sure that your lids can adhere to the jar, and that is why we use a vinegar wipe. Once the jar is wiped clean, make sure to put your band on fingertip tight. Place the jars into your canner. It has warm water already in it. And bring your canner up to pressure. Let it vent for 10 minutes. Throw your weight on and process for 25 minutes. After all that hard work of processing the chickens, I thought we deserved a little treat. So I decided to make some crème brûlée. And it turned out really well. Seeing how the garden is coming along, it makes me think that I really need to get my pantry and freezers organized, because soon there will be full processing of vegetables. I had to show you this little view of our pathway. Every time I see it, it just makes my heart smile. Summer and fall are our busiest times, so we will have many videos of the things that we are getting accomplished here on the homestead. So I hope to see you back here again. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a blessed day.